Joining me is Rowan Dean, Editor-in-Chief of The Spectator Australia, host of Outsiders every Sunday at 9 a.m, and host of his own show on Fridays at 7 p.m. I don't know how you spare time to be here, Rowan, but thank you so much. The idea that gender is just what you say it is, you know, it's, you are what you say you are, regardless of what your chromosomes are actually screaming. It's not just turning us into liars, it's making vulnerable children make dangerous and life-alternating decisions as well. But we've also now seen it's also dangerous for others.
Yeah, Andrew, isn't it fascinating? Tanya Plibersek earlier on your show was very quick to call out X and Y chromosomes for Angus Taylor. I bet if she was writing for the ABC or the Guardian and reporting on the chromosomes of the alleged killer in Canada, she would be less hesitant to be so crystal clear cut on what is a man, what is a woman. And this is the great lie at the heart of the left's gender identity scheme, which has been running for a decade or so now. And let's be absolutely clear, if a guy or a girl wants to live their life as a member of the opposite sex, fantastic, go for it. I have friends who have done exactly that and wish them all the best of it, and I will do whatever I can to accommodate their particular preferences in how they're addressed or whatever. But the idea that we must accept the identification and change our entire world round to it is just a disgrace. Now, like you, as soon as it said there was a woman involved and she in this horrible, horrific murder and killings, I immediately thought, as did many people, that's a first, that's new. And of course, it turns out that it was a transgender woman, i.e. a biological male. And yet, Andrew, even after that is announced, I flipped through this afternoon, just at random newspaper stories from around the world, online, different reporting of the story, and they all almost universally insist on playing this game and saying she was this and she was that and her this and her that and she also killed her, so and so and so and so. And they play this game, and then buried way down at the end of the story, you'll get a little bit about, she transitioned 6 or 7 years ago. And it was Donald Trump who last year, rightly or wrongly, I'm just quoting what Donald Trump suggested, that there is transgender women, i.e. biological males who transitioned, do pop up in various killings and crimes. That doesn't mean they're more likely to or less likely to, but try and find that out and you won't be able to find that information out, for the simple reason that statistically for the last decade or so, most media and most government authorities have gone along with the lie. So the information just simply isn't there. And I think that is irresponsible, and that's where you're correct to say that there is a danger, because we rely on the truth, whether it's a Calathumpian, whether it's someone who grew up with ingrown toenails or whatever it might be that drives them to do X, Y, or Z. We deserve to know the statistics, and we deserve to know whether or not there are certain things. One argument, and I'm not saying again whether this is correct or not, I'm just saying that one argument put forward is that in the process of transitioning, there are a lot of drugs involved. There's a lot of, and they could have some long-term effects. I don't know if they do or they don't, but that is one argument that's put forward. Ultimately, we deserve to know.
Well, I've seen one database in America which says, in fact, transgender people are less likely to be mass killers based on 4 killings or more, less likely in proportion. And on that other, I read a very interesting article, I think by a psychiatrist, that in fact, that when you don't live in a binary world anymore, your gender is what you say you are. A lot of children anxious children who don't know what's what, and they feel the moorings have gone out of their lives, and that is one of the destabilising things they have, particularly in this era now where political violence seems to be making a comeback. Very quickly, Rowan, I'm actually out of time, but I'd like you quickly to tell us, talk about the culture wars. What confidence do you have the Liberals will fight them if Angus Taylor becomes the leader tomorrow?
Well, he has to, Andrew. It's absolutely critical that Angus Taylor comes out very, very strongly. If he wants to, he can pinch all of One Nation's policies because they're the ones who are going gangbusters at the moment. But it's absolutely critical that he becomes an opposition leader who opposes every single thing that Labor does, every single policy, every angle they take, every policy they put forward. He has to oppose, and rather than holding the government to account, an expression I can no longer bear to hear, I want Angus Taylor to destroy the Labor government on behalf of the people of Australia, so that their dreadful policies that they are destroying this country with are removed at the next election. That is what he has to do, and he can do that.
Target-rich environment.
Absolutely.
A target-rich environment indeed. Rowan Dean, thank you so much indeed for your time.